Relearning to skateboard in your 30s. Why would you ever do such a thing? You see, a couple months ago, my 7-year-old decided that he wanted a skateboard for Christmas after we started playing some Tony Hawk on the PlayStation. And of course, the millennial and me grew up with Tony Hawk, grew up playing the games, grew up watching skateboarders, dreaming about being a great skateboarder. But unfortunately, this was at a time where unless you actually knew someone who was a good skateboarder, you weren't going to be a good skateboarder because YouTube didn't exist. There wasn't a whole lot of tutorials, not a whole lot of training, things like that. So for me, I ended up just going the route that every other kid did, playing organized sports, which is amazing and I love. Football did so much for me, and I eventually gave up skateboarding. But now here we are 20 something years later. Can't tie my shoes still, but we are relearning, or learning I should say, because I really didn't learn any as a kid how to skateboard. So that's what we're gonna do. So learning in your 30s is a lot different than learning when you were a kid for many reasons, but one of the main reasons, I'm gonna put this here. One of the main reasons is that you have something that you don't have when you're a kid, and that's the ability and the wisdom of knowing how to learn things a lot better versus just doing things and figuring out along the way, which isn't a bad thing either, because as a kid, you also are really good at learning things, but that's just simply because you don't care and you just learn it. But in your 30s, learning to skateboard, you got to be a little bit more methodical because one, your body's just not as young as it was when you were in your teens or even 8 when I got my first skateboard. So yeah, you got to be a lot more methodical. So for me, what I have been doing is working through the school of YouTube. Again, we didn't have this when we were kids. So using the school of YouTube and Skate IQ with Mitchie Brusco. And it's been amazing because in so many ways, when we start to learn something, we think that we have to, go out, pop an ollie, do a kickflip, all that kind of stuff. But for me, I wanted to do it the right way, feel really comfortable on my board before I even consider doing tricks. So that's what I've been doing. It seems really elementary, and I feel really confident pushing around at least goofy footed. I can't do switch very good right now, but it feels really elementary, but I know at the end of the day, because I'm focusing on the fundamentals of skateboarding, that I'm going to end up being a much better skateboarder because of that. So let's do some drills, and I'll show you what I'm doing, the program that I'm on right now, and we'll check it out. Here we go. So the first drill that we're going to work on today is simply just getting acquainted with the board and walking on the board. Again, this is something I've been doing now for about a month and a half since I've been back on the board, but really just trying to get more proficient at it so that I can feel comfortable eventually when we progress into doing tricks. So what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and position ourselves and just walk on the board. Except sometimes you fall on bad parking lots. I'm gonna move the camera because that spot sucks. Let's do this and then Throw the filter up a little. All right, there we go. All right, let's try this again. All right, next drill we're gonna do a little bit of toe taps for balance. Really working on ankle stability, board control, and just overall feeling confident standing on one foot, because eventually you're gonna want to push better. And then the dreaded switch position. Get a nice good knee bend, tap. Now we're going to work on some nose and tail grabs. Get stable. Alright, so next up we're going to do some tic-tacs. One of the things I wanted to note about learning, especially as a 30-year-old and doing anything, is that it's really important to work on just ensuring that you are doing things in the motions, you are understanding the process and learning and growing, because that's really what's going to help you learn things, not just skateboarding, but really anything in life. So you see, as a very goal-oriented person, I had to ask myself these questions quite a bit when I'm learning anything new. And that's mostly because if I don't have some goals squared away, I'm gonna have a hard time feeling like I'm motivated or able to consistently keep up. So for me, my goals with learning to skateboard in year one as a nearly 36-year-old is one, just to have fun doing something that I loved to do as a kid and wanted to do more of, just didn't have the means of doing it. Two, I want to have fun learning something new with my son. He's super stoked on skating and I'm super stoked that he wants to learn. Three, I would love to, by the end of this year, have a clean ollie, can ollie consistently and confidently and have some height on it. And then lastly, maybe land a kickflip. And I think those are reasonable goals. One, I just want to have comfort and consistency on my board. Being on the board should feel like second nature to me by the end of this year. And then if I can do a couple tricks here and there, that's awesome. But if not, I'm not too worried about it. But anyways, let's get back to the house. I got to get back to doing some things, but let's take the vlog back there. And actually, I think I'm going to leave my car here and pick it back up later because I kind of want to skate home. So let's do that. So I guess what I hope is obvious through this vlog today is that whether you are in your 20s, your 30s, or whatever you might be, your 40s, just do things because you love to do them. Don't worry about what other people are going to think about you doing them. or don't even tell yourself that there's limitations. And maybe you do have them, that's fine. But like, it really bums me out when I talk to people who are intrigued by skateboarding, and then they're just like, well, if I do that, I'm gonna break a bone. You can't live life like that. You can't live life afraid to have fun, afraid to do things you love, because life really is short. It's sweet, but it goes by too fast. So I know me personally, I don't want to be at the end of the road one day wishing that I did more, wishing that I did the things that I always wanted to do, or the things that I loved to do as a kid. And so that's why I decided to pick up skateboarding in my 30s, and mid-30s at that too. Oh yeah, one last super important thing before I wrap up today's vlog. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that if you saw all the way through this video, that you don't just think of it as a skateboarding vlog, but you think of it as an encouragement to go and do the thing that you always wanted to do, because there's no reason not to. So go out, have some fun, remember what you liked as a little kid and do those things, but do it with an adult mindset that you can do things. Anything is possible if you just put the work to it. So thanks for coming. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.